Celebrating the magic of high school sports, Allen Media Group proudly presents the WIAA Football Championships, live from Camp Randall in Madison, Wisconsin. This WIAA sports exclusive is brought to you statewide by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. And WIAC. We teach, we inspire.
The 2024 Subaru Outback is designed to take you anywhere. Advanced technology features for added safety, tough, sophisticated style, and symmetrical all-wheel drive. Adventure never looks so good. Go to ChilsonSubaru.com to learn more.
Mark, you agree with me? Knowledge is the most important.
Come on, it's experience.
There's a lot to be said about the people you have around you.
Danny, spring specialist.
Scott, frame and alignment specialist.
Hayden, heavy truck and trailer.
Noah, alignments.
Rob, air conditioning.
John, brakes.
That's it. Teamwork. But what's this about making them go straight?
You had to ask.
Murphy's frame and axle. We make them go straight.
Let's use a football metaphor. In your home, you're the quarterback. Now, who would you want in your front line? Asphalt? No, the fearsome four of rain, hail, wind, and snow would blow right through an asphalt line. For real protection, you want the York's brand metal roofing. Because hit after hit, year after year, the York's brand metal roofing will keep you and your other valuable players protected. Sign them to your team today.
Carve out your college game plan during Ready, Set, Go Bember at CBTC. Kick off your journey with a campus tour to explore how our fast, affordable, hands-on programs lead to a feast of great-paying career opportunities. And to show how thankful we are when you apply during November, you'll receive an application fee waiver, a free t-shirt, and entry into a $250 CBTC scholarship drawing. If this sounds so good you want seconds, visit cbtc.edu/go and get going on your education.
When your pet is family, you want the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley. With their state-of-the-art facility, the Animal Wellness Center can offer traditional veterinary medicine like general surgery and dental care, plus advanced treatments like spinal manipulative therapy and acupuncture for your dog or cat, and integrative holistic medicine on large animals such as a cow or horse. Call for your appointment today, 926-3836. When your pet is family, you only want the best for them. You want the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley.
The 2024 Subaru Ascent is where family meets adventure. Spacious seating for up to 8 passenger, technology features for added safety, and symmetrical all-wheel drive. The SUV that's capable of the biggest adventures yet. Go to ChilsonSubaru.com to learn more.
A picture-perfect day here in Madison as we welcome you to this WIAA State Football Championship Series. Edgar crowned the champions of Division 7 already. We are getting ready to see who will take home the gold ball in Division 6. Today, the matchup between the defending state champs, Stratford Tigers. They're taking on Darlington Redbirds. And to get us ready for this matchup, we're going to send it up to the booth to Bob Brainerd and Bill Brophy.
Brad, thanks. Bill, two teams that know how to get here, two teams who know how to win here. Stratford has won 8 titles. They've been runners-up twice. Darlington has won 4 titles. They've been runners-up 8 times before. Something's going to give today.
Well, Darlington hasn't had success recently. They've lost the last 6 times they've been here, but they know what it's all about. Stratford sure does. They won last year behind a guy you're going to see a lot of today, Kohler Kelty. He had a big state tournament a year ago. He ran for 3 touchdowns a year ago, 226 yards. He carried 36 times. I don't know if he can do that again, but you know he's going to carry the ball a lot, and you're going to call his name a lot. Jack Tubbs is a solid quarterback. Stratford, again, trying to go back-to-back and tie St. Mary's Springs for the most titles ever. Meanwhile, Darlington's been here, but they haven't had success recently. They've got a big tight end in Will Murray, who's a big target for their quarterback. Goebel struggled early, but they played well and won the tight games in the playoffs. 3 times they've won games by less than 7 points. Should be a good matchup between 2 tournament-tested teams.
And the weather is more than good. It is outstanding. Down in it, amongst it, is Carly Murata on the sidelines.
Yeah, hey guys, Darlington is looking for their first state title since 1995, and Darlington head coach Travis Winkers just gave an epic pregame speech. He said, we wake up every morning at 5 a.m. to be in this moment. He continued to say, no one outside of this huddle believes we're going to win. We've been doubted all season because of our size, but we are not taking a back seat to anybody.
Thank you, Carly. Travis Winkers, 6th year as the head coach at Darlington. He was the head coach at Marcus Sand for 5 seasons prior, had success there, and played back in the day. He was a quarterback with River Ridge. He's also the offensive coordinator. The option out of the pistol or the wishbone, you will see it in Winkers. The buck stops with me, he says, when it comes to our offense. Darlington won the toss. They deferred, so Stratford will receive the football first. Gavin Leonard, Jet Shaner. Who else would you rather have trying to return a kick than a kid named Jet? He's also returned one for a touchdown on a kickoff this season. There's Leonard, Shaner next to him, in the white with the black and orange. And we are underway with a kick that will bounce out of bounds. And the marker will tell us that it did go OB.
That's one way to cool off a Jet.
Grounded, you might say.
Yes, you might.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. There you go, Bill.
Well, we talked about what Kilty did last year. You think he's going to get the ball a lot, but that's pretty much how Stratford rolls. He's an all-stater as a running back and a linebacker, and can Darlington figure out a way to win? You heard the coach got them all fired up, got Carly fired up, I think, with that pregame speech. But can their success continue here at Camp Randall?
I'm fired up as well. 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Tigers. Jack Tubbs, the son of the head coach. Jason with the handoff. And who else? Kohler Kelty for only a couple yards.
Well, Kelty's big kid. 6'1", 210, and there you see his numbers impressive. He leads the team in scoring. Tubbs can throw it when he needs to. Done so 24 times for a touchdown. Leonard's a tournament veteran. Lewick, all-state honorable mention. Again, this is a team that is a veteran that knows what it's all about here, having won decisively 32-14 over Mondovi a year ago.
On the give, leaning forward to the 40, going to make this 3rd down and 5. Those were your players to watch for Stratford, brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong, and we do the same with Darlington.
Well, Reagan Jackson's an all-region linebacker, honorable mention, all-state. He helps on defense. Goebel goes both ways, and Chris is going to be in the middle of everything for the Redbirds, who have allowed but 9.2 points a game.
3rd and 5 for the Tigers. Kilty rushed for over 1,800 yards during the season, an all-state running back. And the second man gets the carry this time. That's Gavin Leonard. Pretty good back himself. He's the wing back, gets the occasional carries, but most of his heavy lifting is done to try to free Kilty. Gets the carry there, gets them close, brings up 4th and 1.
Leonard averaging 10 yards a carry there. They try him on the reverse. It looks like they're going to go for it here. Early on, wild and crazy Jason Tubbs looks like he's going for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, they rarely punt, even at this end of the field. And that's why. They just push the pile, and they don't have to do the tush-push or whatever you want to call it. It's just good old-fashioned hand it off and move the chains.
Well, when you got the big back, you can do that, and they pick up the first down. So the first critical coaching call results in a good decision for Tubbs and the Tigers. Power football. You give it to Kilty, and he gets the first.
Kilty, again, was on this big stage a year ago, and did he ever perform? Almost 200 yards on the ground, scored 3 touchdowns. First set of downs for the Tigers at the 46. Tubbs to Leonard. And Leonard still moving the pile. Up and over midfield into Darlington territory at the 47.
Leonard, good-sized kid in his own right at 6'3", 200.
And Leonard, keep an eye on him as well out of the backfield. He's got great hands. He's a terrific receiver from his fullback spot. 2nd and 3 for Stratford. And in motion. Toss it to him. Trying to string it out, and good job by Darlington to bring Jet Shaner down on the tackle. Dante Glendenning, only a freshman, Bill, making a big play.
Yeah, good instincts there by the freshman on the jet sweep here. But he saw it all the way and strung it out, and they weren't going to fool the freshman.
From his cornerback spot, he just traced number 4. And they maybe got a yard out of the deal, but it's 3rd down and 3. Call it a long 2. They'll need the 44. Kilty flank to the left of Tubbs. Give it to him. Hole on the right side. And looks like they're going to mark him just shy of the 44. Or maybe right on it. They'll say he got to the 44, got to the spot, moved the chains, 1st down Tigers.
Well, good looking drive so far for Stratford. Pick up a 4th down conversion and there a 3rd down conversion. Maybe you have to throw the ball on this drive in the first 4 minutes of the game.
Jack Tubbs, son of Jason, couldn't say enough good things about his own kid. A lot of times head coaches, when they've got their son playing, they get a little gun shy. Well, you know. No. Jason's so proud of what Jack has become as a young man and a quarterback of this offense. Ball start here. A penalty will move the Tigers back 5 yards.
Well, Coach Tubbs won't like that. Puts him behind the chains on 1st down.
When Jack was younger, Bill, he wanted to be a running back. Didn't want to be a quarterback. And Dad said, we kind of nudged him. It's like, we kind of might need a quarterback eventually, so if you can still run with the football.
Tubbs is a 6th grade teacher. He said he knew this group coming along was going to be a good one way back in middle school. So he knew who he wanted to play quarterback.
Kilty, and then Kilty hands it off on a little inside draw play to Leonard. Oh, there's some niftiness and some craftiness.
Again, Leonard's been the guy that has the most totes so far, and the reverse keeps Darlington off balance. Good-sized gain to get back the 5-yard penalty and more.
Bill, you mentioned Leonard. The yards per carry that he averages. So when he gets the totes, he makes the most of it. Kilty's the workhorse, no doubt. But Leonard gives you big playability each time he carries the rock. 2nd down and 4.
Leonard's been the man on this drive.
Back to Kilty. Straight ahead off the right side. This time gobbled up by Darlington at the 38-yard line. 3rd down coming up once again.
You know the Redbirds are keying on Kilty. in the all-state back, so if you're going to scout him, you're going to figure Kilty's going to get a lot of totes, and they stop him there.
52, Bill, is Talon Chris. He's an all-state nose tackle, and his assignment is to make sure Kilty doesn't pick up the big chunk yardage. 3rd and 4 here for the Tigers. Take it to Kilty. Tubbs throws. Leonard's got it over the middle and still running. Marker comes down. He gets to the 20-yard line. It's the first down for now. We'll check the marker. Came in where Leonard was trying to be corralled, trying to be brought down.
Wasn't the prettiest of pass, but it worked. And
it's on the offense. Going against Leonard. Perhaps on the stiff arm. A lot of times you let the offensive player kind of push off the cage.
Well, there you saw it. Brady Long is the fellow that got the stiff arm. He missed the tackle because of it. Leonard picked up some additional yards, but they pick up the first down and tack the penalty yardage from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, you can push off the cage, but you can't grab it and then pull down like Leonard did. So as Bill mentioned, first down when it's all said and done at the 33-yard line. Back to Kilty. And Kohler tripped up after a gain of only 1. Jared McGranahan is the defensive coordinator for Darlington. They run a 3-3. And again, they have been a stingy defense all season long, just giving up a tad over 9 points per game.
You look at Travis Winkers, who's working in the officials.
Winkers thought that last year they had a good enough team to go to state. He said this year, yeah, good team, but I tempered my expectations. Didn't want to get too excited. And it all worked out. And again, they tried a little inside handoff, and this time it is blown up by Maddox Goebel.
It's been the best play on the drive for Stratford, but Darlington says he can't fool us that often. So they were ready for it this time.
Yeah, Goebel was just there to just get a hand in there and trip up the runner, Leonard. So a loss in the play. Back to the 36, 3rd and 13 for Stratford.
Tubbs has completed 74% of his passes this year. Obviously a pass situation here on 3rd and long.
Reel it in over the middle. Too high for Leonard.
Good coverage by Brady Long. Leonard wanted to push off by the DB. Looked at the official and pleaded his case. Wasn't effective at pleading his case.
Would have been a first down. He was right at the sticks at the 23. So 4th down. And the Tigers punter is Brady Berg, number 12. No sign of him.
There may be early mention of Brady Berg today.
We may not hear from Brady's name mentioned again before. Because, again, they don't punt no matter where they are on the football field. They need 13 here to pick up the first down. Tubbs gets out of trouble, but not for long. Brought down by Darlington, and the Redbirds will take over at the 37-yard line. The defense bends but does not break for Darlington. No score here. First period at Camp Randall. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, where are... I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please, please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Our goal is to be net zero by 2025. We know we need to have the best sustainability practices, and we're just going to continue being innovative and doing our best to be as sustainable as we can. We're all working together as one big team, and it's our job to create that for the next generation.
Is that dishwasher running?
Yeah.
Wow.
Criterion, ready when you are. Get this Criterion stainless steel appliance suite for under $2,400 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
So the Redbirds from Darlington, looking all mean machine here in black head to toe. Playing in the Division 6 state championship. Here are your players to watch for Darlington's offense, brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong.
You can't go wrong by talking about Goebbels and Chris all day for Darlington. They are the key guys. Will Murray's the potential basketball recruit. He's also a big target as a tight end for Goebel, the quarterback.
Braylon's the QB. Maddox is in the backfield with him. And Maddox gets the first carry. He's the younger brother of Braylon. Maddox. Check that. I got my Goebbels mixed up.
You did.
Won't be the first time.
That'll happen. That was Braylon.
Well, again, and you've got a quarterback wearing number 24, which is unusual. That's Braylon right there. And a nice tackle made on the backside by Landon Zoylan, the defensive end. Here's the key players to watch for Stratford on defense.
Well,
by Rural Mutual.
Landon was the key guy in the preceding play, but Kilty's an all-state linebacker. You've already seen Leonard's pretty good athlete. He's not bad on defense as well. That Stratford drive, by the way, took 8.5 minutes, 8:35 to be exact. 14 plays, 37 yards, and they came away with nothing.
They did a lot of good things, but empty trip. 3rd down and 5 here. String it out. Quarterback carry straight ahead to midfield. That's the first down on the carry by Braylon Goebel. Billy's undersized and underrated because he's only 5'5", 171. But his coach says he is a stud who maximizes his potential.
Well, and their front line is undersized as well. Yet Darlington's found a way to get it done.
Reagan Jackson is number 8 in the backfield. Fresh set of downs at midfield. String it out. And nothing doing. Tackle there by Cole Tishy.
Good play by Tishy, the senior, and one of the veterans on this club, and they are a veteran team. Stratford's held opponents under double digits in 7 games. They posted 5 shutouts.
Tishy just shaking the blocker in front. Second down. Carry up the left side. And it's Ty Christ, the running back. Almost 1,000 yards on the season for him. 12 rushing TDs. His head coach, Travis Winkers, says Ty Christ, he's a dude, Bill.
And he's not a big dude either. He's 5'8". Again, these are smaller fellas, but they've figured out a way to get things done. Darlington's only loss was to Prairie du Chien. A game when they said, the coach said they were all banged up. Goebel was among those hurt in that game. They still came from 21 down to make it a game in the 4th quarter.
Bulldog mentality. 3rd and 9, nothing doing. As Goebel goes down, greeting him first was Caleb Crumble.
And our boy Chichi was there again. So it looks like we're going to see our first punt of the game. It will come in the last 30 seconds of a very fast-moving first quarter.
Indeed, Maddox Goebel back to boot the football. Back to receive it, Leonard and Chet Shaner. Goldie Shaner has returned a kick for a touchdown. He's also returned a punt for a TD during the season. Always dangerous.
Goebel averaging 31 yards a punt, 30.8 to be exact.
Good look at Chet.
And we may not get this punt off in this quarter.
We will not. Both teams touch the football.
End of the first quarter.
12 minutes are in the books here in a Division 6 playoff contest for the state championship. No score. Now a word from our local stations.
Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Upgrade your home with new flooring. We carry durable laminate flooring, easy to install sheet vinyl, and waterproof vinyl plank. Tarkett Harbor Village sheet vinyl is just 84 cents a square foot after rebate. Add style and luxury to your bathroom with Max. The Cyrene shower is the perfect stylish solution for any bathroom. Get it for $596.29 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Should we switch insurance companies when we move?
Yeah, not a bad idea to shop around.
Your quote, $3,000, $1,500 a year. Mute, please.
We should talk to someone.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Let's get an accurate quote for you.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
The future depends on teachers. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who will make preventing pandemics their life's work.
Sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who will help combat climate change.
And generating possibilities for a student who will become the first in their family to graduate college.
Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Shape the future. Teach.
No score between these two state championship football heavyweights, Darlington and Stratford. Tigers had the football first, drove down the field, turned it over on fourth down. Redbirds had the football. Now going to punt here to start the second quarter of play. Again, Maddox Goebel will boot it. Jet Shaner is deep.
20 minutes to play that first quarter, Bob.
Swiftly played. First quarter of action. Second quarter begins here. As Maddox hits a knuckleball high to the sky. Shaner's got it. Fair catch called for at the 14-yard line. Time for another break. A message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Let's use a football metaphor. In your home, you're the quarterback. Now, who would you want in your front line? Asphalt? No, the fearsome four of rain, hail, wind, and snow would blow right through an asphalt line. For real protection, you want the York Strand Metal Roofing. Because hit after hit, year after year, the York Strand Metal Roofing will keep you and your other valuable players protected. Sign them to your team today.
When the field is your office, you never get tired of going to work. Cut, rake, bale, repeat. New Holland offers the power and versatility to get through the day. From small squares to large squares and everything in between, New Holland has you covered.
Visit Johnson Tractor today, your local New Holland dealer, with locations in Arcadia, Menominee, and Baldwin. A&D Docks is an authorized dealer for Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs. A Hewitt lift can add years to the life of your boat by keeping safely above the damaging effects of waves, algae, and floating debris. With the addition of a Hewitt canopy, your boat's finish and interior is also protected against rain, hail, and sun. Stop by and check out the complete line of Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs at A&D Docks. Call 715-239-3818 or visit addocks.com.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
That is Talon Christ. There are many Chris. 7, in fact, on the roster. Okay, there'll be a quiz. Ty and Talon are brothers. Ross is a first cousin to Ty and Talon because their dads are brothers. You following this, Bill? And then we've got Eli and Isaac. They're brothers. Callum is a first cousin to Eli and Isaac because their dads are brothers. And then, just for fun, we throw in Cooper. He's a distant cousin to all of them. So Ty and Talon, Ross, Eli, and Isaac, and Callum's dads are all first cousins.
I'm really glad Wes Larson did that graphic so I can figure out what's what, because you always confuse me.
I'm still confused. Tried to sort out the family tree. That's fun, though. That's special. Chris everywhere. And thank you, by the way. Big thank you to Lindsay Christ. She works in the Darlington athletic office. I went right to her and said, Lindsay, you got to help me out. She said, no problem. Eli and Isaac are my sons, so I can do the breakdown for you. And she broke it down as only she could.
Cross Chris on the tackle of Kilty there on the first down play.
Thank you. Special family, and they make plays on both sides of the football. 2nd down and 6 for Stratford. Second possession of the football game for their offense. Give it a jet on the jet sweep. What else would you call it? And tackle made there. Wrapping him up. Ross Chris right on cue.
Ross was not fooled by the jet sweep. First couple of times Stratford went wider with the misdirection. They were effective, but Darlington has seemed to catch on to that here in the second offensive series for Stratford.
On defense, Ross is up front along with Talon, and you've got Ty Christ working in that free safety spot. Ross going both ways, also on the offensive line. 3rd down and 8 for Stratford. Tubbs to throw. Little slant pattern, catches man at the 20, not going to pick up the first down as Shaner reels it in.
Dante,
you go for it here, Bill?
What? He said they never punt. We're going to find out. It looks like they're going to send the punt around here. Dante Dennings, that freshman, made the play to keep Stratford short of the first down marker. So we're going to see an apparent first punt from Stratford.
Yeah, Brady Berg will boot it away.
Berg's averaging 35.9 yards per punt this season. He's done so 14 times.
Goebel, Connor Larson are deep for the Redbirds. Standing at their own 45. A wobbler and gathered in at the 49-yard line. So a little bit of a return there by Connor Larson. And we shall step aside here in the second quarter of play. No score between the Redbirds and the Tigers. Now a message from our statewide sponsors and your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2. If you would like to speak with an agent, you have misdialed.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of.
Thanks, Van. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Farming is more than just a job because it demands so much of you. Every day I'm with the people that I care about the most. We accomplish or we fail together.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
The Football State Championships brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. No score, Darlington back with the football, 1st and 10 at the 47. And a quick handoff straight ahead goes Reagan Jackson.
Jackson averaging 4.7 yards a carry. This Darlington offense puts up 31 points a game. They've been proficient the last 2 weeks of the playoffs. Beat Kewanee last week 34-28 to get here. They put up 28 on Lancaster the preceding week.
Here goes Goebel with it. Braylon fakes to Jackson, gets him close to a first down. Going to be 3rd down and 1. Jackson is the fullback, number 8 in that offensive backfield. On the defensive side, he's the leading tackler, All-State honorable mention. So a big kid in the backfield. They'll give him his carries from time to time, but he's also in there to try to move some bodies up front. Well, they gave him the first down.
Yeah.
So slide it forward to the 37-yard line. It's Goebel. Change of direction to the 35. He gets a couple.
Ball carrier.
Braylon, 3-sport athlete. He's also a wrestler and a baseball player. He was the starting running back, Bill, the last 2 years. You can see that. But they didn't hesitate to give him the keys to be the quarterback here in 2023.
And he's certainly taken the keys and run with them.
2nd down and 8. Wrapped up.
Good gang tackle in there, led by Riley Spindler.
That was Chris on the carry.
Stratford posted 5 shutouts this year. They only allowed 9.5 points a game. Their only loss was to Edgar, which you saw earlier today take apart Blackhawk and won the Division 7 championship. When Stratford met our tribal Edgar triumphed 40-6. Again, that's been Stratford's only defeat in 13 games.
3rd down and 7. Give it a Chris. And the legs just keep churning to the 19-yard line. Ty Chris. Again, he's that dude, that bulldog mentality, just barreling his way to a first down.
Chris averaging 5 yards a carry, and you can see he's going to carry the defensive back the last 5 yards here. Alec Chappell had a heck of a time bringing down Chris in the secondary.
Travis Winker says if you don't bring him down early, you're going to have trouble. And we saw it right there. Carry for 15 yards to the 19. Almost a bobble on the snap, and they still got it off to Goebel. Braylon to Maddox for the carry to the 18.
Goebel averages 5 yards a carry. Methodical drive here by Darlington, who's kept it all on the ground. I think anybody's surprised that this is a physical matchup And if you're a fan of the air raid office, you didn't like the first game at all. Not sure you're going to enjoy this one a lot either. But it's good old-fashioned, we're going to beat you up football.
Goebel looking to throw. Now he runs with it. Turns on the running back shoes there. Makes his way to the 15-yard line.
Caleb Wrench with the tackle. Coach Darlington's had some close calls the last 2 weeks in particular. After beating the heck out of Belleville, then the defensive struggle against Mineral Point, they put up some numbers in beating Kewanee, the big running back, Owen Carlson, and Lancaster, their arch rival, the week before.
Yeah, Winkers talked about that. We've seen some really good running backs during the season, and of course last week in Division and Level 4. To the 10-yard line. Goebel carries it, gets him closer here. Looking at 4th and 1 now. A lot going on in that triple option, Bill. A lot of moving parts.
Yeah, that quarterback's the key, and Goebel runs it well. Big 4th down play coming up.
Bunched in tight. It's Chris. No problem. 1st and goal, Darlington.
Again, Darlington's little guys, if you can call those guys little, but they're undersized offensive line. They move the pile and give some running room. So they pick up the 4th down conversion.
Yeah, Winkers says they make up for lack of size by being smart. They know where they're supposed to be with their blocks. Blocking here for Chris, and he's brought down by Leonard. Chris had some momentum going forward, and Leonard with a nice tackle down low.
Again, Leonard, you've seen on offense, he's a pretty good outside linebacker as well. Second leading tackler on this team, and he makes a big stop there.
Yeah, he and Kilty are lethal in that backfield offensively, but from their linebacking spot, they're quite the tandem as well. 2nd and goal for the Redbirds. Fullback's got it, and he's got the touchdown. Reagan Jackson plows straight ahead, and Darlington strikes first.
Good-looking drive. Climaxed by Jackson's 9th touchdown of the year. The shirtless Darlington crowd rejoices. The Redbirds take the early lead.
Power football straight ahead, and Jackson, again, the fullback who does a lot of the dirty work this time. Darlington just uses that big 6'2", 183 frame. Extra point. Danilo Ramos Godoy bangs it through. 11 plays, 47 yards. They punch it in. They draw first blood. The Redbirds lead it. Now time for a network break. Your statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Robo-assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
I think when anybody comes onto our farm, they see how family-oriented we are. Having the 3 generations all at one dinner table, it's just a really fun time to spend as a family. I would love to see them someday taking over the farm as well. You know, that's the farmer's ultimate dream, to see it pass on to the hands of the next generation.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Darlington moms, don't be mad. It's state after all. Let them have some fun. Hey, Bill, that drive, a lot of different Redbirds touched that football. As we present the WIAA Football Championships, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you, look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms.
The dairy farmers will be proud of the hard hats that spearheaded that drive. Goebel carried for 27 yards. Chris for 24 in a 11-play, 47-yard march that took 4:25, gives Darlington the lead.
Leonard took the short kick and thought he had some operating room, and then special teams closed out quickly, so it'll be Tigers football at the 23. There's the man who paid it off. But again, to your point, Bill, it was that whole backfield who had some big carries on that offensive drive.
Yeah, Jackson going the final 5, but Goebel and Chris did most of the work on the 47-yard march, which has put the Redbirds in front. Let's see if Stratford's got an answer in the final 5 minutes of the first half.
Dak Tubbs at quarterback in the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 23. Kilty navigating his way and cutting back to the 28-yard line.
And Kilty carried 36 times a year ago when Stratford won the state title. He's not been the main man so far today, and so I think maybe Stratford, Coach Tubbs going back to basics here and going to ride his all-stater on this drive when they could use a score.
And part of it is that, again, he and Leonard are so key on the defense. They get a lot of reps, so you try to find ways to keep them both fresh because they're both carrying a heavy load. Tubbs will carry it this time. And Jack careens his way up and over the 30. Looking at 3rd down and 3 here for Stratford.
Jack Tubbs was ball carrier and the quarterback keeper.
And you know Stratford could use a first down here. They got to sustain something.
In his first half, flying by, under 4 to go before halftime. And Jason Tubbs' crew trailing by a touchdown.
Tigers took 8.5 minutes off the clock at the start of the game, but their drive had nothing to show for a 14-play march.
3rd and a long 2. Give it a Kilty. Marker comes in from the Tigers sideline. Also in the backfield, Michael Beck from Fond du Lac is our referee, and he'll talk it over with his crew. Still sorting it out. All right, so Darlington says we'll decline it, force you to either punt or force you to go for it here on 4th down.
And I think, well, let's see what they do. They've changed some personnel, but
that's Brady Berg. They did think about it, Bill, but Berg slides in there late to boot the football. And again, Maddox Goebel, Connor Larson are deep. Not a good kick. And it takes a Darlington roll to the 45-yard line.
Darlington with a short field. 3 minutes left on the clock. They have all their timeouts. They don't throw it a lot, so you'd think that's still enough time for them to march it in and add to their lead.
Sometimes when you're a team that's so efficient offensively and you don't punt a lot, the punter doesn't get much work in big game situations, certainly. The wind is is blowing right to left here at Camp Randall.
And wind is going to become more of a factor. It started at 12 miles an hour, but they're talking about gusts up to 35 miles an hour today.
Yeah, and it's picked up since our morning affair. 1st and 10, Darlington at the 45. Goebel navigating, went right, then cut back to the middle for a gain of a couple. Braylon has rushed for 5 on the ground, thrown for 11 touchdowns and only 3 picks. But it's this offense, this option offense. They just try to wear you down as Chris gets the carry. Ty rushed for almost 1,000 yards coming into this contest. 12 rushing TDs for Chris.
Gain of 4 to the 39-yard line.
Looking at 3rd and 4 now. Ball at the 39-yard line. And again, look at that backfield. Power. And you give it to Chris. And doesn't get it. Good pursuit. Good tackle. I believe Leonard got him.
Yeah, yep. Leonard makes a big play there. You know Darlington's not even thinking about a punt here from their own, or from the Stratford 38. But it's 4th and 4. Either team going to burn a timeout.
And Travis Winkers barking out instructions. He's the OC. Play comes in. They hurry up to the line. Try to draw him off or change the play. Oh, they drew him off. They got to jump.
Caleb Trummel jumped. He didn't think he had.
Enforcement. Defense. 5 yards to be a first down.
Costly penalty.
Really was.
On the Tigers. Man. I don't think they were going to snap it. I think this was the play all along. Looking like you're going to change it.
The nose guard will jump here momentarily. That's all he needed.
Got the job done for Darlington. Chris. Barry. Waiting for him. Carter Lewick. Defensive end. Wasn't fooled at all.
Thomas Banger did a good job blowing the play up, too. He's in the backfield here.
Timeout. Black.
Waiting for Chris. Timeout called by Stratford. That's their, or rather, I beg your pardon, Darlington. That's their first. They're looking at a 2nd and 13. You see the time remaining here before halftime.
A lot of time left. Again, they don't throw it much, but big play there by Stratford to get him behind the chains.
WIAA Football Championships brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
For more information, call
2nd and 13.
Wisconsin's Aerospace Force Recruiter at 996-6.
On a sun-splashed afternoon. Sometimes they say sun-splashed, Bill, and it's actually partly cloudy.
Yeah.
With peaks of sun.
Yeah.
Today, this is sun-splashed. Temperature in the low 60s. You mentioned the wind. It is picking up. But still, look at this day.
Yeah, weather has been a factor too many years here. Bad weather, cold weather, windy weather. Today isn't one of those days.
This is Chamber of Commerce weather for day 1. 2nd and long for the Redbirds. Goebel snaps it, wants to throw, and goes sideline.
Flag.
Comes in late from the secondary. It was intended for Maddox Goebel, his bro.
Caleb Wrench, however, I think he's going to be assessed a penalty from Stratford.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Yardage will result.
Yeah, Caleb hanging on for dear life there. Didn't want him to get a free shot because if he outruns him, he's gone for 6.
Yardage results in a first down.
So a big play there on the big penalty. Keeps this drive alive for Darlington.
Again, high school rules different than the pro and college rule. It's a 15-yard penalty, not a spot foul.
Catch was made. And that was, again, Goebel to Goebel.
Good job of picking that one off the turf. It might have been close to a lateral.
Yeah, close to a lateral, also close to being incomplete.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It was close to a lateral, but it became academic when he picked it off the shoe tops.
So timeout called by Darlington.
Pass play only gained a yard. Darlington has kicked the 2 field goals this year, so I don't know if that's an option where they are in the field or not.
Danilo Ramos Godoy is their kicker. You saw him make the extra point. Will he be tasked with trying to get 3 before heading to the locker room?
Darlington down to 1 timeout remaining in the final 63 seconds of the half.
Coming up at the half, Brad Hansen's going to chat with one of our friends at WIAA, LeVar Ridgway.
And following the halftime show, Stratford will receive the second half pickup.
Trying to hold here, keep it at 7-0 going to the half. 2nd down and 9 here for the Redbirds. Jackson in the backfield. Give it to him. And how about the play made? Trip up immediately by Landon.
In the backfield to take down Reagan Jackson.
Zoykin read that one perfectly and was in the backfield to meet Jackson. So it's 3rd and long. Wonderful play there by Zoylan.
Yeah, Zoylan, 17 tackles for loss coming into this game. He's also got 5.5 sacks. He's done that a lot.
The senior, 5'10", 180 pounds. He just made a big defensive stop.
5 tackles today for Zoylan. And clock continues to roll on 3rd down and 11. Tossed into coverage, and it's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Cole Kitchie.
Probably an ill-advised throw with double coverage. And Tichy is among those that had the receiver bracketed. Makes a nice catch, though, to snuff out that drive. But you can see both Tichy and his teammate, Glenn, had the receiver covered. And Murray had no chance, even had the height advantage on both the defenders. So a big turnover snuffs out a chance for Darlington in the final 13 seconds of the half.
Yeah, Stratford had a feeling. Will Murray goes 6'7", 196. As Bill mentioned, he's a terrific basketball player. And they kind of thought, you're going to try to throw it up and let the big guy go and get it. And he was well covered. Final seconds. Tubbs will just keep it himself. Got some running room, though. And Tubbs pushed out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 7 seconds left.
Nice quarterback keeper there. No way he's going to take a knee. That's a nice little gallop for probably the biggest offensive play for either team this half. And now all of a sudden, they're at the 38. Stratford's going to take a timeout to think about what to do with the final 7 seconds.
Jason Tubbs says, I'm going to talk to my son, see if we can dial something up here quickly.
Well, you look here for some type of exotic, wouldn't you? A hook and ladder or something to get him in position to maybe take a shot down the field. Maybe another play after this one.
Jack has thrown for 25 touchdowns and only been picked off twice.
But a nice run by Tubbs there to get him in a position to at least think about a game-tying score. Even if it would be a bit of a miracle heave.
Jason was telling us a story earlier this week about his son. When he was younger, he had a dead right elbow. Had all kinds of medical procedures. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't wrestle. He had to play baseball built left-handed. He would actually field the ball and then switch the glove to throw it left-handed. And they thought, football's just not going to happen. Well, they kept working at it, and the doctors got that elbow back to life. Wants to throw here. and launches downfield, and this one's going to be intercepted. Returning the favor is Darlington. Roger Volkenling, the third, with the pick. And that brings us to halftime here in the Division 6 state championship. It's Darlington 7 and Stratford nothing. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Did you see those headlights?
He's a head turner for sure.
I want to check out her horsepower.
Excuse me?
Ain't she a beaut?
Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction. Deals so hot, people will want to know what you're looking at. Go online now to find your smoking hot deal today.
100 years. There are very few businesses that have withstood this test of time.
But it was in 1923 that our family opened a 2-stall garage and used car dealership in Pleasantville, Wisconsin. Serving the surrounding communities of today has grown into the Osseo Automotive family of dealerships.
A commitment to excellence through a century of automotive innovation is waiting for you.
Osseo Automotive is Osseo Ford and Nels Gunderson Chevrolet in Osseo, Rudy's in Whitehall, and Fountain City Ford. Check us out at OsseoAuto.com.
Guys, how are you? A little bit of breakfast? What?
We chose Accent Paint Store because we have seen the work that they have done. It's professional. They can take an older home and make it totally look fresh and new. We chose to update the cabinets with paint instead of tearing it all out because we like the cabinets, but we needed a facelift. The quality of work was superb. The communication that we had going throughout the project was wonderful, and yes, I would so recommend Accent Paint Store.
RVA has helped me learn by giving me more hands-on activities.
I can watch his writing develop. He has confidence to ask questions of his teachers if he doesn't understand. He's composing his own schedule, which is a lot like what a young adult is going to need to learn how to do, and he's learning that at 11.
My favorite part about being in the RVA is all the amazing clubs. I get on some clubs, and then I realize that there are so many people like me.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
Brought to you by Cooley Recovery Center.
Over 78 active auctions right now, like this Ford Explorer all-wheel drive for $100. How about this Tomcat floor scrubber for $5? Okay, maybe not this week, but this Bobcat with a bucket for $100? Definitely. Make a bid, get a deal, don't miss out. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Halftime of the Division 6 State Football Championship game. The Darlington Redbirds lead the Stratford Tigers 7-0. Brad Hansen here with you now, and I am pleased to welcome in LeVar Ridgway, Assistant Director of the WIAA. LeVar, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Brad, thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for this gorgeous weather. I remember last year, 365 days ago, I was doing snow angels on the 20-yard line, so this is a step up.
Yeah, we're complaining about the coolness in this corner, but it feels good out on the field.
It feels awesome.
So, LeVar, let me ask you about this really cool initiative you guys have going on. It's a student leadership initiative. Can you tell me a little bit about the process and what's going on with that?
Sure. As you mentioned, we're looking to start a WIAA student leadership group. This group was one of the main initiatives from our executive director, Stephanie Hauser, wanting to connect more with our student athletes, and we share that passion in doing so. So we've been taking the last year to talk with our member schools and try to figure out what they would like from the student leadership group and how we can better serve them.
And where are we at in that process right now?
So as I mentioned, we're getting the feedback from our member schools, and now we're looking to get student leaders to be in this student leadership group and the student leaders in this group will be a voice for not only the student athletes, but for us, because we're trying to reconnect and connect with them, because a lot of rules happen and they don't have an insight on what goes on. So we're hoping that this helps that.
And we always talk about how important the student leadership is on the field. This is the chance to do it off the field. What is that going to mean for the future for these kids who get involved and do something like this?
Well, not only, we're celebrating them on the field or on the court, in the pool, whatever they do, but we want to show them that there's other opportunities outside of that. I remember, I've been working in athletics over 2 decades, and I was unaware that you can have a career working in sports, and now there's so many opportunities out there. So we're looking to expose those student athletes to that, and then also share some of that knowledge that they have with their peers back in their areas of the state.
Yeah, the hope is we build them up, and they're the ones sitting in this chair right here.
Exactly.
Awesome. LeVar, thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck with that. We're excited to see where it goes.
Thanks,
and enjoy the rest of this tournament.
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
LeVar, thank you very much. We're going to step aside now. A message from our local sponsors. This is your WIAA State Network.
The 2024 Subaru Outback is designed to take you anywhere. Advanced technology features for added safety, tough, sophisticated style, and symmetrical all-wheel drive. Adventure never looks so good. Go to ChilsonSubaru.com to learn more.
Is an injury or joint pain keeping you from living your best life? Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine will get you back to doing. Whether it's walking or running, hunting or hiking, working or playing, whatever you're in, go with who you know and get back to doing. Call us today or go to cvosm.com/WQOW to request an appointment with one of our experts. Our spine, orthopedic, and sports medicine physicians turn I couldn't into I did.
When you see a celebrity or athlete product endorsement, do you pay attention? Well, maybe or maybe not. But when it comes time for your next water heater, choose Bradford White, because the pros at Bowl and Prue Plumbing do. Bradford White water heaters are built in America and built to last. Not sold in big box stores, but only through professionals. You can be assured of quality to last with the best energy efficiency in the business. Now, the guys at Bowl and Prue may not be celebrities, but they are pros when it comes to water heaters, and they choose Bradford White.
You've always been able to buy very basic amplifiers. Insurance will not probably be covering anything that you find online. Many of the Medicare Advantage plans have been adding hearing aid coverage to their offerings.
Yeah, we take all insurances. United Healthcare, Epic, Humana, True Hearing, Blue Cross Blue Shield, federal employees, WPS. I mean, we take all of them.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska.
The 2024 Subaru Ascent is where family meets adventure. Spacious seating for up to 8 passenger, technology features for added safety, and symmetrical all-wheel drive. The SUV that's capable of the biggest adventures yet. Go to ChilsonSubaru.com to learn more.
Stratford Tigers trail the Darlington Redbirds 7-0 at halftime of this Division VI championship game. We are in just the second of 7 total games here at Camp Randall this weekend. Edgar, our first team to hoist a gold ball today, 36-6 over Blackhawk Warren. Now their 8th state title. Super, super impressive. Stratford and Darlington going at it right now. And then coming up in a little bit, around 4 o'clock today, we're going to bring you the Division V championship game. Wrightstown taking on the 2-time defending champion Aquinas. And then one more game. We're going coast to coast today. Luxembourg and Casco and Lodi playing in the Division IV championship game. That game set to kick off at 7 o'clock tonight. But don't worry. More football is coming your way. We are back here tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning for our Division III championship game, Rice Lake and Grafton. And then it's Waunakee and Badger at about 1 o'clock for the D2 Gold Ball. And finally, Marquette University High School and Franklin will wrap things up for us tomorrow in our Division I championship. That game set to kick off around 4 o'clock. Plenty of football action. I hope you stay with us all day long. We're going to step aside and hear a message from our network sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? please, please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no, no, no.
Our goal is to be net zero by 2025. We know we need to have the best sustainability practices, and we're just going to continue being innovative and doing our best to be as sustainable as we can. We're all working together as one big team, and it's our job to create that for the next generation.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us. WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Get organized. Save 11% on Dakota Closet Systems. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream kitchen and save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
It's the Darlington Redbirds 7, Stratford Tigers 0 at halftime of this Division 6 state championship game here at Camp Randall in Madison. Brad Hanson, so excited to have you with us today. And if you are a fan of the modern NFL, the air it out kind of football game, this has not been your kind of a day. A couple of ground and pound games here, old school football. And right now Darlington has the edge, looking for their fifth state title. Stratford would win their 9th if they can find a way to come back and find the end zone here in the second half. Let's find out how we got here. We'll take a look at the first half highlights. And if you like defense, well, you're going to like these a lot. Look at that. All the pressure in the world from Darlington. Nowhere to go for Stratford. And that was the case for both of these teams, really. Not a lot of running room. Not anywhere to go. We did get one score. Nice sneak up the middle, keeper up the middle there to put Darlington on the board. That is the lone score. Darlington trying to add at the end of the half there. Nice pick there from Stratford to keep it at 7-0. Let's look at our stats. And you can see a lot of yards on the ground, none in the air for Darlington, just 17 for Stratford. Penalties, a little bit of an issue for Stratford, 4 for 30. Time of possession pretty much equal. So these two teams, very evenly matched. They love to play defense. They love to run the ball. What is going to give here in the second half? Well, you're going to have to come back and find out. We're going to step aside and hear from your local sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Hunters, Brock's Butcher Block in Sparta has standard deer processing at only $135. Drop off 24/7 outside of gun season with no hidden fees. Brock's Butcher Block, putting meat on the table since 2010. North on Highway 27 outside of Sparta.
During work or play, accidents can happen, and concussions are usually associated with these accidents. At Oakleaf Pediatrics in Eau Claire, you'll get local doctors who care for your kids' accidents with their brand new state-of-the-art concussion testing platform. Dr. Bintrid, Dr. Jensen, nurse practitioner Nicole Marty, and nurse practitioner Jackie Pageant can tell within 4 minutes if your kid has a concussion or not. Get your kids back to play faster and safer. Let Oakleaf Pediatrics in Eau Claire help with their concussion testing platform so you'll have the answers you need today.
It took 34 years to change this place from worn out to wonderful. Slow and steady to keep overhead low. The same slow, steady growth has grown us to the best team of home improvement professionals in the region, over 80 today. Voted best to La Crosse because of exceptional quality and unexpected low prices. Whatever your next project, contact us today for a prompt free estimate. You have a problem, we have the solution. Better than you imagined for less than you expected. Contact the board store today.
Railroad tracks, grill work, transcontinentals. There used to be a lot of fun nicknames for old-style metal braces. Modern orthodontics virtually eliminate the embarrassment of teeth straightening with a series of clear, removable aligners. These are worn to gently move your teeth in gradual steps and removed only to eat, drink, brush, or floss. Through a series of aligners, your teeth will gradually move into their proper position. Ask Dr. Yonke if invisible aligners are for you.
Yonke Dental, Highway 16, La Crosse.
Black Friday at Hometown Mattress is here. Experience the ultimate in luxury with Beauty Rest Black and save up to $900. Sleep well on the new Beauty Rest Select, starting at just $699 for a queen size. Looking for quality at a great price? Simmons mattresses start at just $599. Plus, get a free bedding bundle with qualifying purchase. Hurry in today. Black Friday is in full swing at Hometown Mattress. These deals won't last long. Your key to a restful night's sleep. This is Mike, and I guarantee a better night's sleep for less at Hometown Mattress next to Walmart, Rice Lake.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Hunters, Brock's Butcher Block in Sparta has standard deer processing at only $135. Drop off 24/7 outside of gun season with no hidden fees. Brock's Butcher Block, putting meat on the table since 2010. North on Highway 27 outside of Sparta.
The Tigers stretching them out here before we start the second half of this football game. The Division VI title tilt between Darlington and Stratford. Redbirds lead at 7-0. Bob Raynor, Bill Brophy, Carly Murata with you here in this D6 game. It has been a standoff, Bill. The offensives have both moved the football at times, but the defenses have prevailed.
Yeah, it's been a defensive struggle, and it shows in the stats, which you saw a minute ago. On total, neither team's got 100 yards in total offense. So they should credit the defense. Stratford moved the ball in the first series of the game. They controlled the first 8.5 minutes, but got nothing to show for it. And since then, Darlington gets the lone score of the game, and we got a defensive struggle.
Yes, we do. Carly Murata, as we mentioned, patrolling the sidelines. She had a chat at halftime with both head coaches.
Yeah, hey guys, both coaches obviously happy with how their defenses are playing. Travis Winkers of Darlington saying, my defense is playing lights out. Offensively, he says we got to scheme it up a little differently, do something a little differently, and we have to be able to run power. On the other side, Jason Tubbs of Stratford simply says, keep grinding.
Thank you, Carly. There is Jason in his 11th year as the head coach. Said it's a special time, as always, in Stratford. It's a football town. They love it. And Jason enjoying having his son by his side. Makes it even extra special when you get to have that family bond amongst prep football. Bill mentioned that Jason is a 6th and 7th grade social studies teacher in the Stratford School District. That's how he, A, keeps track of all the youngins before he gets them at the high school level. And B, he gets them early, Bill, so they all understand the history of Stratford football. They see the team pictures in his classroom. They get indoctrinated early about the expectations of Stratford football, even when they're in middle school.
And I think that's pretty important. Again, if they would win today, they would tie St. Mary's Springs for the most titles in state history, 9. But to your point, I think it's pretty cool that he does that, and he teaches them about the history of the program and what they have done. They are still the only school in state history to win 6 straight titles from 2003 to 2008.
Jason says it's a community that loves to compete in all sports at the high school level and in the weight room. They've got some work cut out for themselves here to start the second half, trailing by a touchdown.
They will get the ball to start the second half. And I got to think they got to get the ball more to their All-State running back, Kilty. He had 9 carries for 19 yards in the first half, but Leonard was the top ball carrier. He ran the ball 4 times for 22 yards, mostly on reverses. But you got to get the ball in the hands of your best player, and Kilty appears to be that. It looks like
Reed Miller to kick off for Stratford.
Stratford's going to kick off.
Yeah.
They won the toss and deferred.
That's what I thought. They are kicking.
Oh, no, I think we were mistaken. Stratford took the opening kickoff and went threw the ball for 8.5 minutes. So we were mistaken, and obviously Darlington will get the ball to start the second half.
Fielded. Maddox Gable. And short of the 20-yard line. But Redbirds football leading it by a touchdown. Here to start quarter number 3.
Well, you heard Connolly say they're going to scheme it up a little different here. See if they put a few new wrinkles into this wishbone.
Travis Winker's squad with the Goebel brothers in the backfield and Ty Chris back there. Reagan Jackson, the fullback, number 8. He's got the only touchdown in this contest. 1st and 10 Redbirds at the 18. Give it a Chris. Good pursuit. String it out. Tackle made. First by Alec Chappell.
Nice play by Chappell to foil that play. Darlington's always been a team that relies on their running game. In fact, Travis Winker's here. You'll watch Chappell blow this play up. But Winker's only the 7th coach since 1926 at Darlington High. His predecessors are in the State Coaches Hall of Fame.
Jackson again. Steams his way forward, up and over the 25. Looking at about 3rd down and 3.
Doug MacArthur was at Darlington. They won 4 state titles. He ran the wing T. Then Stetson-Wiki came where they ran the wishbone. And now Winkers is carried on the tradition of being a running team.
And they run it here. Get the first down on the carry by Jackson to the 30. Yeah, Travis was saying that. The fans, because they ran the wing T forever, and that the fans are saying, why don't you run the wing T? But they're in Darlington, they're starting to come around, and they're seeing the fruits of the labor here. They're starting to come around this offense. From the 31.
Fumble snap.
Ball is loose. And it's Stratford football. Recovered by Landon Zoylan.
Zoylan had a big first half. He's their leading tackler in there. He makes a big fumble recovery at the 29. That was just a fumbled snap. And the quarterback never got the ball. Zoylan was in the right spot at the right time. Was thinking scoop and score, but the official said you can't advance the ball in that situation. He was down when he recovered it. That's why he couldn't advance it. Good field position for Stratford as they seek the game-tying touchdown.
Oh, are they in great shape? 1st and 10 at the 29. Jack Tubbs, shotgun. With Kilty blocking, Tubbs will gain maybe a yard to the 28. We told you about Kohler Kilty and the huge state championship game he had a year ago. Almost 200 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Trying to provide the blocking here, but no answer there as the hole closed quickly.
And Tubbs thought he had some running room, but Darlington said not so fast. Ross Chris is among those that closed the hole.
And Kilty, Bill, 9 rushes for only 19 yards so far.
Yeah, you got to get him the ball.
2nd and 8. They get him the ball. And then he gets wrapped up. Good job converging on defense to wrap up a very tough runner. 62 was in there. That's Ross Chris.
That was Talon Chris. Again, they're keying on Kilty, and they've done a good job of nullifying his work today.
Travis Winkers was half-jokingly saying, if you call Chris on a tackle or a run, the odds are pretty good. You're right. They are everywhere on the football field. 3rd down and 7 for Tubbs. Ball's out, scoops it up, stays with it, makes the play, gets the first down. Jet Sheener, in what could have been a disaster, Tubbs remained cool.
A lot of poise there by Tubbs, who just flat out dropped the ball. and he caught a fortuitous play that was at his feet. He picked it up, kept his poise, found the receiver, and it's a first down for Stratford.
And Shaner heads up to come back and help his quarterback out to make that play. Now 1st and 10, Tigers at the 13. They're bunched in tight. I'm going to give it to Leonard. Spinning, moving the feet to the 9.
Chris made the tackle. And Stratford had a big scoring chance early.
Second and 6.
But their drive got snuffed out after 8.5 minutes. They had nothing to show for it. This is the first time they've been in the red zone today.
Greg Belter is the offensive coordinator. Shotgun wing tee. Tubbs with Kilty on his left shoulder. On 2nd down and 6. Kohler. Touchdown! Kohler Kilty in the end zone again. His 20th PD of the year. And a PAT away from Stratford. Tying it up.
Well, often the case, the turnover turns the game around at Camp Randall. And Kilty goes the final 9 yards for the touchdown. Now an all-important extra point.
Lorenz Plattner, who is a German foreign exchange student with a soccer background. He's never attempted a field goal at Stratford, but he's been real good on the PATs. Number 79 to tie it. Yes, sir. 7 apiece in this Division 6 state championship football contest. Darlington 7, Stratford 7. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, where are... I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Should we switch insurance companies when we move?
Yeah, not a bad idea to shop around.
Your quote, $3,000, $1,500 a year. Mute, please.
We should talk to someone.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Let's get an accurate quote for you.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Farming is more than just a job because it demands so much of you. Every day I'm with the people that I care about the most. We accomplish or we fail together.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
Is that dishwasher running?
Yeah.
Criterion, ready when you are. Get this Criterion stainless steel appliance suite for under $2,400 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Stratford running back Kohler Kilty. All-state running back Kohler Kilty. Been on the big stage before, Bill.
Yeah, he's a good one. Last year, he was impressive with 36 carries for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also had 9 tackles last year. First big contribution today, but he ties the game. We've got a good one now with 8:05 left in the third.
Reed Miller will tee it up for the Tigers. Maddox Goebel. Deep to receive.
Reed Miller to kick off for Stratford.
Stratford goes 29 yards in 5 plays after the fumble recovery. Took him 2:06 to tie the game.
Line drive boot, yielded at the 12. That's Chris. And Ty out to the 35-yard line. So Darlington playing from behind, not from behind, in a tie ball game for the first time. They struck first in the first half. Now Travis Winker's squad back to work here on offense.
That was a 47-yard drive. Darlington has sputtered a little offensively. They had good field position late in the first half, but an interception in the end zone snuffed out that scoring drive. They fumble here in their first drive in the second half. Let's see what happens here in a tie game.
1st and 10 from the 34. Reagan Jackson, not much running room. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Not your typical fullback in this offense. You've seen him get his share of carries. You've seen him score the lone touchdown for Darlington. And good size, Reagan, 6'2", $183. I mean, he's taller than his quarterback that's handing it off to him.
By quite a bit.
Second and 7. The quarterback is Braylon Goebel. And he keeps it and pays the price. Nothing but white jerseys there to engulf them at the line of scrimmage.
Captain Matt Volz in the middle of the wall that stopped him. And momentum has seemingly swung to the Cleveland Brown knockoff uniform.
And you mentioned Matt Volz, two-way starter for Stratford on both sides of the line. He's their backup quarterback. So if you think 24 is weird and funny looking taking snaps, how about 52? This won't get it done. Chris wrapped up. That's the Tigers stringing out defensively. They were all over 44. There's Foles again. He says, I don't want to play quarterback. I want to stay on defense.
Yeah, he finished off the job, but Carter Lewick forced the running back wide into Foles' arms. Lewick 66 will get in the backfield there. And Foles finishes the job, causing Darlington to have to punt.
Yeah, Lewick, both sides of the ball. Foles as well. Maddox, Goebel to boot it. Leonard and Shaner are deep. Fair catch. They got there in a hurry to Jets. He makes the catch at the 32-yard line. Ball game tied at 7 between Darlington and Stratford. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us. WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Upgrade your home with new flooring. We carry durable laminate flooring, easy to install sheet vinyl, and waterproof vinyl plank. Tarkett Harbor Village sheet vinyl is just 84 cents a square foot after rebate. Add style and luxury to your bathroom with Max. The Cyrene shower is the perfect stylish solution for any bathroom. Get it for $596.29 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2. If you would like to speak with an agent, you have misdialed.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry. We're going to get this taken care of.
Thanks, man. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
7 apiece, third quarter, Division 6 state championship. And the football state championships are brought to you by Wisconsin DOT. Zero Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Bill, Stratford gives up 10 points a game. Darlington gives up 9 a game. Both defenses digging in. Back those numbers up.
Like defense should come to the right place. Neither team has 100 yards in total offense. Darlington 99 yards, Stratford 74 yards. We have 5 minutes, 53 seconds left in the third quarter.
Jet Shaner, Reagan Jackson all over him. Neither team, and both teams run the football exceptionally well, but neither team can get any sort of traction so far against these defenses.
Stratford averaging 3.2 yards a carry today. Darlington averaging 2.5 yards a carry today. Again, this is a defensive struggle. Like offense, Franklin plays tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, the Sabres will dial it up for you. Gain of 2 for Jet Shaner, so it's second down and 8. Tubbs with Kilty again, flank to his left. And movement by the Tigers. You saw at the bottom, Alex Chappell with the early twitch.
And again, as yards have been tough to come by, penalties have hurt even more.
Chappell is the one of the tight ends, along with Cole Kitchie in that rotation at the tight end spot. Well, second and 13 now. Jet Shaner at the bottom of your screen. Dubs, chase, Dubs, goes down. Carter Murray was there first, number 6, to slow Tubbs down.
Jalen Chris finished the job. So it's going to be third and very long after this sack by Chris.
They came in with 5.5 sacks, an all-state nose tackle who has a nose for the football. Now you're looking at third and Fitchburg here. Long way to go. From the 23. Tubbs pulls it back in, couple pumps. Now run. And now going down. Hot pursuit. The Redbirds all over it. Maddox, Gable brings them down.
Yeah, Gable with the sack, but credit the secondary. He wanted to go long, and there was nothing open, so Gable finished off the sack, and Stratford goes backwards. After their defense gets their first 3 and out, their offense doesn't do much. And there's Gable, along with Reagan Jackson, finishing off Tubbs for the sack.
Yeah, for sure, Bill. Secondary sack. They did their job downfield. Brings on Brady Berg to boot the football. Goebel, Larson deep. Fielded at midfield. Little trickery here. It goes Goebel to Larson, and Larson actually goes backwards. Good special teams work there by the Tigers, but it's Darlington football. Game stays tied at 7.
That reverse actually lost yards. I think the fella who made the field of the punt had more room to roam there than the guy he handed it off to. And obviously, the return was set up to the right with all the blockers, but there was a lot of room down the left side.
Yeah, I think if Maddox had it back, Bill, he would have just kept it himself. Yeah. There was some room.
But Darlington, again, with decent field position here. They take over on their own 48.
Braylon Goebel under center here. It's Reagan Jackson again. Up and over midfield to the 49. So, again, Stratford, 10.6 points allowed per game. Their offense normally scores almost 38 a game. Darlington, they give up just 9.2. Their offense scores 31 a game. So the offenses are both good getting their teams to state, but the defenses, they both decided we're going to dictate things this afternoon.
And they have.
2nd and 7 for Darlington. Goebel keeps it, bounces and leans to the 45-yard line. 3rd and 3 awaits.
Goebel on the quarterback keeper. Puts him at 3rd and manageable. And you've got to assume a game like this. Well, maybe you don't assume in a game like this. You're going for it on 4th down. This has turned into a field position game.
Big down here for the Redbirds. 3rd and 3. Ball's out. And Stratford has it.
No, it's out of bounds. Let's see who has it. No signal from the official yet.
Yeah, they had it and then lost it. OB. Kitchie saying, oh, man, we had a chance. That was Maddox Goebel.
Yeah, and he's
taking
hurt.
the handoff from Braylon.
Maddox Goebel is hurt.
Holding the knee.
But because nobody had possession, the ball is out of bounds. It reverts back to Darlington, who will pick up a 1st down as the fumble went out of bounds. But the attention right now on Goebel is being tended to at about the 37-yard line.
Travis Winkers says Maddox, he's the best natural athlete we have on the team. Take another look here. Pops out. Sideline got all excited, said we had the football. Oh, and they did have the football. Cole Kitchie had it and on the roll lost it.
Goebel being escorted out now as you watch the replay. And again, Tichy will have it, but he can't retain possession. And there's his reaction.
That was Chapel who comes in and pops it loose. And then Tichy's right there and on the roll can't secure it. And Gable Maddox assisted to the sideline.
Darlington with a rare 1st down in this half.
Indeed.
1st and 10 at the 38.
And a 3rd quarter that is winding down quickly again. Possessions are going to be golden the rest of the way in a tie football game. Christ. Tackled by Leonard, who went low to bring him down. Only a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
Leonard among the top tacklers, along with Chapel for Stratford in this defensive struggle.
Second and 9. Chris. Nothing there. Engulfed by Tigers.
Barry Lewis. All-region honorable mention, all-state defensive lineman for the stop. 3rd and long for Darlington. And they've been rare to put it up today.
Yeah, Gable. Just one passing attempt.
Yeah.
And that was the interception.
Right.
Right before halftime. 3rd down and 11. Wants to throw and won't. Down he goes. Once again, Carter Lewitt. Hot pursuit from the back side to bring up 4th down and force a punt. And we will do that on the other side of this quarter, because we're going to the 4th quarter, the Division 6 Football State Championship, game tied at 7. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
Did you see those headlights?
He's a head turner for sure.
I want to check out her horsepower.
Excuse me?
Ain't she a beaut?
Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction. Deals so hot, people will want to know what you're looking at. Go online now to find your smoking hot deal today.
Your eyes are the windows to your world. Trust your vision to Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic. With 6 ophthalmologists and 4 optometrists, we see more than 50,000 patients per year while still delivering highly personal care. You have unique vision needs, All of our treatment recommendations are based on a thorough clinical assessment of your individual situation. Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic, serving eye health needs for over 40 years. Conveniently located in Eau Claire, Menominee, and Rice Lake. Plus, outreach clinics in Black River Falls, Cumberland, and Durand.
We understand what it takes to grow what matters. We know success doesn't happen overnight. It takes honest work, day in and day out. We value trust, leadership, and service. We are Security Financial Bank, bankers who believe in your business, your farm, your family, your future. SFB, bankers who believe in you.
It's time to get on the road again. Trust the family of car dealerships that's been serving Western Wisconsin for 100 years.
No matter where you are, there is an Osseo Automotive location close to you. From the farm fields of the Chippewa Valley to the banks of the mighty Mississippi River.
Whether you're looking for something new to drive or need service on an existing vehicle, you can count on us.
Osseo Automotive is Osseo Ford and Nels Gunderson Chevrolet in Osseo, Rudy's in Whitehall, and Fountain City Ford. Check us out at OsseoAuto.com.
Over 78 active auctions right now, like this Ford Explorer all-wheel drive for $100. How about this Tomcat floor scrubber for $5? Okay, maybe not this week, but this Bobcat with a bucket for $100? Definitely. Make a bid, get a deal, don't miss out. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Fourth quarter about to commence in the D6 title tilt. Bill, points and yards, they've been hard to come by.
To believe there's only been 172 yards of total offense in this game. 91 by Stratford, 81 by Darlington, who will punt the football away as we play a field position game in a 7-7 tie.
And look who's going to kick the football. Maddox Goebel. He is their punter, but you saw him get carried off after that run and fumble, and he gets off a doozy that will die inside the 5. Nice job, young man. Carly Murata Moore, number 21, out of the medical tent.
First to 10 at Stratford at 4.
Thanks, Carly. Well, the Tigers pin back inside the 5. They try to get some breathing room, and Kohler guilty. Not much there. Reagan Jackson in there to disrupt things again. Boy, Kilty, the big year he had in 2022 here. Not so much here against this Darlington D in 2023.
Yeah, credit all to the Redbirds, because they have kept him under control today. Great punt by Goebel. And again, if this is a field position game, that was a big play.
Yeah. To be sure. Second down and 10. Try to string it on the right side. Goes Kilty. And a little bit of steam. Little bit of juice there in that carry. Out to the 11. Makes it third down and 3.
Both the Goebel boys, Maddox and Braylon, on the tackle of the All-State running back.
And both those young men are in that linebacking core for Darlington. Big play here. Trying to force a Stratford punt deep in their own territory on third down and 3. Tubbs calls his own number and gets the first down.
12 from the keeper.
Followed the blocking of Kohler Kilty up front. And they get that breathing room, Bill.
Hard running indeed by the quarterback. This is a design play, no doubt about it. He's going to carry. Shrugs off a tackle there from Ty Chris and picks up the first down.
That's when Jack gets to go back and have his wish that he wanted to play running back growing up. All right, here's your opportunity. He moves the chains. First and 10. Tigers at the 17. Kilty's got it.
Kohler Kilty.
Running hard here is Coulter Kilty to the 22.
Panic Scoble and Ross.
Well, again, not surprisingly, you got to get the ball in the hands of your best player, and Kilty's got a track record and got a big game last year. See if they turn to him here in a tie game in the fourth quarter of the Division VI title game this year.
Kohler's brother Easton played for Stratford, played offensive line at North Dakota. Second down and 4. Kilty again. Following his blockers, and another first down run out to the 30-yard line. That we talked about this last year too, Bill. Maybe the best athlete in the family, though, is sister Macy, an Olympic wrestler.
Yeah, he's one tough family.
Don't mess with Macy.
No kid.
Right now, Stratford leaning on their star running back, telling Darlington, don't mess with 32. Starting to get lathered up here. 1st and 10 from the 30. Kilty again, change of direction. Nice move to pick up 5.
He's blocked by the quarterback to pick off Jackson. Jackson came back to make the stop, and the block by the quarterback, Tubbs, enabled Kilty to have a nice run here.
The ideal drive here for Stratford would be take it down, get points, and chew a ton of this fourth quarter clock off. Don't give Darlington a lot left. As you see the time, under 9 to go in regulation. 2nd and 5. Kilty again. This time, they were in the backfield early with Darlington.
Ross Chris
driving in there. 62 Ross Chris has some help from Braylon Goebel. So it's 3rd and 5, and your ideal drive may be dependent on this play.
This is it. They need the 40-yard line to keep the drive moving forward and keep the football. Tubbs, long count. Kilty to the edge. Stringing it out. And he got the first down. Chris was there. Ty Chris, who grabbed hold of Kilty. But Kohler just too strong.
Big time stiff arm here by Kilty. Scott sees the edge. Gives him the old Heisman, and down goes Chris.
That's 2 tough kids right there. Just battling. And Kohler needed 5, got 6. 1st and 10 from the 41. Tubbs has got it. Good run here from your quarterback to the 49. Jack Tubbs with a gain of 8.
Good looking drive for Stratford. Their first sustained march of the afternoon. And they came into this drive with 91 total yards all afternoon. This one started in the shadow of the goalpost, and now they're out to midfield as the clock keeps ticking. Now under 7 minutes left in regulation.
2nd and 3 at the 48. Back to Kilty. Running room on the edge. Marker comes in. Might be a hold that helps spring Kilty here. I haven't seen a lot of Yankees this afternoon.
And a clean game. Man, it's a game for tough guys.
Michael Beck, the referee, with the call.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, 2nd down.
Watch 56 on the edge there for Stratford. That's Landon Soyland. Yeah, too much of the jersey in the past.
Stratford now with 6 penalties for 45 yards today. Darlington has not committed a penalty.
You take away what would have been a first down, 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. Low snap, Tubbs reels it in. And Tubbs making chicken salad out of that snap, which was on the carpet. No panic. Stayed with the game plan. Up and over midfield. Close to a first down.
He makes a more than a nice run here. He's close to the first down. He's shy, but could have been a lot worse.
One of the things that makes Dad so proud of Jack, the RPO game. He finds the best read available. That was just ad-libbing. But we've seen him time and time again make that read at the last second. This one, all him on the run to get the first down at the 46-yard line. And that's a lot of responsibility on the plate of the quarterback. You got to make that call in your head with that football at a split second. Tigers in Redbird territory. 1st and 10 at the 46. Guilty. And he's running extra hard now. Understands where the scoreboard is and where the game is. Tied at 7 in the 4th.
Bradford's had a lot of great moments in their history, but this one would go down in the annals as well if they could go the length of the field and take up much of the fourth quarter in doing so. They're not there yet, but they're now at the plus side of the 43 with now 4:51 left in regulation.
2nd down and 7 for the Tigers. Cubs, guilty to the 39.
And it hasn't been pretty. It's just grind them out, smash them out. Our guys are tougher than your guys' football.
Gain of 5.
Third and 3. If you're Darlington, you got to be thinking, maybe at some point we got to start using some time out there. Not yet for Travis Winkers, but maybe soon. Guilty. Another first down.
Guilty is shaken up on that play.
Yeah, he hit the ground hard, and they're going to give him some time. And had the wind knocked out of him. We will step aside while Kilty gets looked at. Now a message from your statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network station.
Robo-assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
I think when anybody comes onto our farm, they see how family-oriented we are. Having the 3 generations all at one dinner table, it's just a really fun time to spend as a family. I would love to see them someday taking over the farm as well. You know, that's the farmer's ultimate dream, to see it pass on to the hands of the next generation.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Get organized. Save 11% on Dakota Closet Systems. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream kitchen and save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAC. We teach, we inspire.
The good news, Kohler Kilty up on his own power, off to the sidelines for the time being. Here's the run that got him the first down. Watch 56 Landon Zoylan spring him to get just enough, Bill.
Yeah, he makes the block and allows the Kilty to get to the edge. See who's shaking up there. I think he's okay, though. Kilty has carried 11 times in this 14-play drive.
He gets a breather, so Tubbs says, I'll take it myself. And Tubbs tripped up at the 24-yard line. Saw Reed Miller, number 3, in the backfield for the Tigers on that last carry. But Kilty, there he is. Took one play off, Bill.
Again, this is a guy who carried it 36 times in the state title game a year ago. He's been the man here as Stratford has made a statement in the fourth quarter. This drive started with 10:50 left in regulation. They'll be less than 3:20 when they snap the ball.
To the point of saying Darlington might have to start burning timeouts here soon as Kilty gets the carry to the 24-yard line.
Well, I think you ask your defense to make a stop here, and then you'll start worrying about timeouts. But your point is well taken.
Travis Swinkers, you know he's thinking about it here as we go under 3 to go in regulation. Try to get that stop here on 3rd and 3. Look at the numbers for Kilty. It was slow to start, but he's been picking up steam here in the fourth period.
He had 19 in the first half.
Big play here. 3rd and 3. Give it to Leonard. On the quick handoff, he's trying to fight to get to the 20. He doesn't get there.
So it's fourth down.
Yeah, and less than a yard, Bill.
Well, who's going to get it here? Snap's going to come with about 2 minutes left.
I think everyone in Camp Randall knows who will get it. Jason Tubbs knows. And who moved?
I think Stratford. And obviously that changes your thinking on your fourth down call.
You needed a yard. Then you had your horses lined up in the backfield and you move early. Now it's 4th and 6.
Does Plantner have a strong enough leg to kick the field goal? It would be a pretty good boot.
Lorenz Plantner.
And they're not thinking field goal.
No. They're thinking first down. They need the 20-yard line on 4th and 6. Tubbs, shotgun. Reel it back in. Toss, catch. First down, Tigers. He found Leonard out of the backfield.
Great play call. Tubbs cool in the pocket as he's been for most of this fourth quarter. Found Leonard streaking across the middle. There's Leonard going from the right side of the left side. He's open. He picks up first down yardage. Tick-tock the clock by under a minute and a half.
From the 15, back to Kilty on the ground. And Kohler tripped up at the 10-yard line.
Reagan Jackson on the tackle.
And now if you're Darlington, you got to start thinking, Tom, if you want your team. This is a team not based on a 2-minute drill. So you might say, let's hold them here, boys, and this is the ball game. They'll get us to overtime if you're the Darlington sideline.
That is the hope for the Redbirds. 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. And all kinds of messiness in the backfield there.
Yeah, I think Kilty tripped over Tubbs' feet after he took the handoff. So it'll be 3rd and 5, and this is going to be
timeout Stratford. We will take it with them. Drama here in Camp Randall. Now, a message from our statewide sponsors, your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Should we switch insurance companies when we move?
Yeah, not a bad idea to shop around.
Your quote $3,000, $1,500 a year. Mute, please.
We should talk to someone.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Let's get an accurate quote for you.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Is that dishwasher running?
Yeah.
Criterion, ready when you are. Get this Criterion stainless steel appliance suite for under $2,400 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Our goal is to be net zero by 2025. We know we need to have the best sustainability practices, and we're just going to continue being innovative and doing our best to be as sustainable as we can. We're all working together as one big team, and it's our job to create that for the next generation.
Game reset. Stratford football at the 12-yard line. 3rd and 7 for the Tigers in a tie ball game with 48 seconds to go in regulation.
This will be the 21st play of a drive that started with 10:50 left in regulation. They have run the ball all but one of those plays.
Tubbs runs it again. Leans forward to the 7. It's 4th and 2 for Stratford. Does Jason Tubbs kick a field goal with their German foreign exchange student, Lorenz Plattner, who hasn't tried a field goal all season long?
Right now, the ball, there's going to be a timeout for Stratford to make that decision. Right now, the ball's at the 7, so it's basically an extra point for the German exchange student.
And that's all he's kicked all season long, Bill, so maybe that's how they're selling it. It's basically an extra point, Lorenz.
No pressure.
None whatsoever. Again, he's got a soccer background.
The other option would be to, go for it on 4th and 2. Kilty with 54 yards rushing on this drive, which again started on their own 5 with 10:50 left in regulation. This march has encapsulated basically the whole 4th quarter.
How about this? The senior German foreign exchange student may kick his first field goal all season to win a state championship for the Stratford Tigers.
That is what is about to apparently apparently that's what's going to happen.
From the 14, it's a 24-yard field goal try with 27 seconds left. Set down. Boom, it's blocked. And we stay tied.
I believe Reagan Jackson got a hand on it. Talk about a big play.
Not surprising if it was Jackson. He's 6'2".
Snaps a little high, but let's see if we can determine if it was Jackson. But certainly the middle of the line with the block, you see the reaction of the respective coaches. And overtime looms in 23 seconds.
Travis Winkers fired up. His guys survived that long drive.
Here it is again. Who makes the play? Yeah, I think it was Jackson. I think Jackson got his hand on it. And then got rewarded by having Ty Chris fall on him afterwards.
And now Braylon Goebel taking the snaps here. Ball security a must. Hand it off straight ahead. Reagan Jackson, whistle and timeout called by Stratford. Because you never know. Ball pops out here, you might get another chance. But indeed, if everything is academic, we will have overtime.
Yeah, we confirmed Reagan Jackson is the fellow who blocked the kick. And here's another look at it one more time.
He just pushed through the pile, Bill.
Yep.
It was a line drive kick.
Jackson used all of his 6'2" frame to get there, but big time play by Jackson to keep his team's state title hopes alive. We have 19 seconds left in regulation. Can't think Darlington's going to do anything too crazy here.
Stratford does have 2 timeouts remaining, as you can see, so they're going to at least try to use those TOs and at least force a punt.
And they whistle down a little. They're going to do a double reverse, it looked like.
Yeah, and somebody moved early. No. So a false start. Brings it backwards. And Stratford doesn't have to use the timeout there. They will burn their second one after this play is run. And then their third. And again, just try to force the punt. Crazier things have happened in this game of football. And you hear the official, Michael Beck, they're going to put 19 back on the clock, which is where it was before the penalty flag. 2nd and 7 at the 23. Goebel to throw. Deep ball down the sideline and incomplete. Not a bad play there. I mean, you do stop the clock, but you also took 6 seconds off of it. So even if you have to punt the football here, if you don't convert, you're not going to leave Stratford a whole lot of time to do anything.
I don't know if I like that play. I mean, in the pros, I can see it. You get the pass interfield, well, it's a spot foul here. It's 15 yards. But I see your point.
Does preserve that timeout for Stratford.
Yeah, that's...
They've got 2 left.
Exactly.
3rd and 7. It remains. Handed off. And ball came out! Ball came out! Stratford has it! At the 25-yard line. Chapel's got it.
Yeah, Chapel with recovery. You made the call. Ball security was the key. They didn't hold on the ball. Big hit causes the fumble, and Chapel's in the right spot to pick up the recovery. And the Jackson fumble fell right into his lap.
Timeout, Stratford.
Stratford will call a timeout to talk about it with 6 seconds left. They get a chance. Too long for a field goal try here, but you get a chance to toss something in the end zone.
Or you throw a short pass and get into field goal range again for that kid and call your timeout very quickly if you throw it in the middle of the field. But I think you got time for 2 plays if you throw something short. Well, the other option, as you said, is throw in the end zone. And do you believe the field goal kicker can shake off the mind-numbing block?
Oh, boy.
To do it again. Well, quite a finish here in the Division VI title game.
And it may not be finished. Yeah. We may just have overtime when it's all said and done. But Stratford does get the football back without forcing the punt on the turnover. They're at the 25-yard line. Stratford has 104 yards of offense in this quarter. Darlington just 17. Redbirds are just trying to hold on now to get them to OT. But Tubbs, maybe one play here to try to walk it off. Catch. Tackled at the 2. A marker came in.
No time left on the clock.
But the penalty, if it's against Darlington, then Stratford will get another play.
Referees conferring. You can see Coach Tubbs wants to take a timeout. So I don't know if he knows that this is against Darlington. We'll find out shortly.
Michael Beck.
Holding on the defense.
So the hold will be a half the distance of the goal penalty, I believe. Well, you can see Tubbs mouthing out, there's 1 second left. I think he wants them to check upstairs.
Pat Miles is up in the booth with us. And so on the hold, untimed down, Pat. Untimed down. Pat Miles confirming there's an untimed down here after the penalty for the hold.
But the penalty is a half the distance, the goal penalty. It said from the 10 yards from the previous spot.
Yep.
So, again, in the high school rules, it's not the spot foul.
So the pass was completed, and the tackle was made at the 3-yard line, which is where the ball is set down now. But if you take the penalty, then it's going to be 10 yards from the previous, which would put it at the 15-yard line. So eventually, and that's why they're sorting all of this out.
It's gone to review. I think they check on the clock. Pat, you want to take the headset and explain what the options are here, or do you want to stay here?
Pat Miles, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so the situation here is that if there's 1 second on the clock, they're going to decline the penalty, and they can snap it where the play ended. If the time has run out, they're going to accept the penalty, go 10 yards previous spot, and there'll be one untimed down because you have an accepted penalty on the defense against the defense.
Thanks, Pat. A lot going on, certainly.
Well, here's the clock. Keep an eye on that as this play develops. So he makes the catch. Tubbs is right. Looks like there should be 1 second left on the clock if they accept the play, and he's got a timeout, right?
Right. So
he could have the ball. Stratford could have the ball at the 3, and they take a timeout, and again, they can either throw the ball in the end zone or make another field goal attempt.
So I
think that's what's being determined right now by the replay official.
Yeah, because those are the options. If the clock ran out, then as Pat explained, you have to take the penalty, which would be ball at the 15-yard line and the untimed down. But if there was a second left, you can get the ball at the 3-yard line and run one more play to try to win it with a field goal or try to punch it in to the end zone.
So this explanation is going to be delivered by the referee to the Darlington sideline. Travis Winkers is going to get the explanation right here. So apparently Coach Tubbs has told the officials which of the options he wants to accept. And Winkers has now been informed of that. Now I think we will be informed of that. Both teams' huddles are moving toward the 3, so
there was a penalty on the play for defensive holding, okay? The player was down when the clock hit 0, but because of the penalty, we'll have one untimed down. Also, Black is asking for a charge timeout.
So Darlington's going to call the timeout here. Meanwhile, while all that was going on, guess who? Lorenz Plattner, the field goal kicker. Last time they tried this to win it, Reagan Jackson said no. But then, trying to run out the clock, the fumble, Stratford football. And now Plattner, Bill, gets another crack.
Pretty amazing. And I don't think we've given enough love to Cole Tishy, who forced that fumble that fell into the lap of Chapel. But then the long pass to the 3, and as you say, Plattner, the German exchange student, will get a chance for redemption on an untimed play, or with no time on the clock.
A chance for the Tigers to walk it off. This will be a little longer than the first try, which was his first field goal try.
So the ball
season long.
The ball's at the 15, so the field goal will be a 32-yard attempt. So it'll be a 32-yard attempt for Platt, straight on. The other one was from the right hash.
Plattner to win it for Stratford. Kick is up. Kick is good.
There's the flag.
There's a flag in the backfield. It might be roughing the kicker. It is. They decline it. Tigers win it. Can you believe it?
No. That's as crazy a fourth quarter as you're going to see.
For a school that has won 8 state titles, this is the most improbable win in the history of Tigers football. A 32-yard field goal from a foreign exchange student in only his second attempt of a field goal all season long.
Lawrence Plattner is the hero. 32-yard field goal. They'll give Stratford their record-tying 9th straight title.
Were you not entertained, ladies and gentlemen? 10-7 the final in regulation. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network station.
Hunters, Brock's Butcher Block in Sparta has standard deer processing at only $135. Drop off 24/7 outside of gun season with no hidden fees. Brock's Butcher Block, putting meat on the table since 2010. North on Highway 27 outside of Sparta.
One thing that surprised me about the RVA is they want to do school, whereas it was kind of a struggle before.
All of the educators, the staff, the therapists, the specialists, everybody is so knowledgeable. And my favorite thing is that we all work together as a team for the kids. I really feel like we're partners with the RVA. I just love it so much. I know I've said that before, but I love the RVA.
When you safely dispose of the unused medications in your home, you protect your whole family. But when our whole community does it, we can protect so many more. Wisconsin often leads the nation in safe drug disposal, so let's keep it up. Participate in the next drug take-back day in your community, or find a year-round safe disposal drop box near you.
Brought to you by the Cooley Recovery Center.
During work or play, accidents can happen, and concussions are usually associated with these accidents. At Oakleaf Pediatrics in Eau Claire, you'll get local doctors who care for your kids' accidents with a brand new state-of-the-art concussion testing platform. Dr. Bindred, Dr. Jensen, nurse practitioner Nicole Marty, and nurse practitioner Jackie Pageant can tell within 4 minutes if your kid has a concussion or not. Get your kids back to play faster and safer. Let Oakleaf Pediatrics in Eau Claire help with their concussion testing platform so you'll have the answers you need today. A&D Docks is an authorized dealer for Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs. A Hewitt lift can add years to the life of your boat by keeping safely above the damage and effects of waves, algae, and floating debris. With the addition of a Hewitt canopy, your boat's finish and interior is also protected against rain, hail, and sun. Stop by and check out the complete line of Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs at A&D Docks. Call 715-239-3818 or visit addocks.com.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Hunters, Brock's Butcher Block in Sparta has standard deer processing at only $135. Drop off 24/7 outside of gun season with no hidden fees. Brock's Butcher Block, putting meat on the table since 2010. North on Highway 27 outside of Sparta.
Happy Tigers. The Wisconsin Education Association Council thanks all public school educators giving their all this school year. WIAA, we teach, we inspire. And time now, Bill, as they start to hand out the hardware here at Camp Randall for our Wisconsin DOT play of the game. Can you guess what it might be? It's the young man who doesn't even have the name on the back of his jersey, but they will remember his name forever in Stratford.
Lawrence Plattner, a senior, 6 feet, 200 pounds, a German exchange student, poured through this 32-yard field goal with no time on the clock. And about 19 seconds after he had missed or had a similar attempt blocked, and he sends Stratford to their 9th ever state title. They tie St. Mary's Springs for the most state titles ever. This one, the most improbable one. The German exchange student without a name on a jersey sends Stratford to the gold ball presentation.
Darlington, the Redbirds, they get their 9th silver trophy. They were so close from getting over the hump. Would have been their first state title since 1995. That field goal, by the way, was your Wisconsin DOT play of the game. 0 in Wisconsin together. We can save lives. And now the gold trophy presentation. Stephanie Hauser, along with the other officials in there from the WIAA. And Jason Tubbs. Second Tigers tail, Bill, in 2023, another state championship.
Second straight year they win. They did it easily last year, beating Mondovi 32-14. This one was a lot more dramatic and will probably be never forgotten by anybody in Stratford.
Hard-earned, tough football game play between these two teams. Defense set the tone from the get-go, and then special teams wins it at the gun. 10-7 the final. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
During work or play, accidents can happen, and concussions are usually associated with these accidents. At Oakley Pediatrics in Eau Claire, you'll get local doctors who care for your kids' accidents with their brand new state-of-the-art concussion testing platform. Dr. Bindred, Dr. Jensen, nurse practitioner Nicole Marty, and nurse practitioner Jackie Pageant can tell within 4 minutes if your kid has a concussion or not. Get your kids back to play faster and safer. Let Oakley Pediatrics in Eau Claire help with their concussion testing platform so you'll have the answers you need today.
When the field is your office, you never get tired of going to work. Cut, rake, bale, repeat. New Holland offers the power and versatility to get through the day. From small squares to large squares and everything in between, New Holland has you covered.
Visit Johnson Tractor today, your local New Holland dealer, with locations in Arcadia, Menominee, and Baldwin. A&D Docks is an authorized dealer for Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs. A Hewitt lift can add years to the life of your boat by keeping safely above the damaging effects of waves, algae, and floating debris. With the addition of a Hewitt canopy, your boat's finish and interior is also protected against rain, hail, and sun. Stop by and check out the complete line of Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs at A&D Docks. Call 715-239-3818 or visit addocks.com.
The Stratford Tigers are champions of Division 6, an improbable, almost impossible end to that game, but an exciting one. Carly Murata is standing by with the hero of this game, Lawrence Plattner.
Yeah, Lawrence came from Germany to America. He said he played 5 years of soccer in Germany. Comes here, the hero of the state championship game. Lawrence, tell me how you are feeling.
I can just say I'm running out of breath right now. I don't really know what to say, but I thank the holder, I thank the line, I thank everyone in the team for such an amazing experience for me. And, of course, all the Stratford fans in the back, I thank all of them. And, yeah, I just thank them.
So you missed the first field goal, and then you have to come out and do another one, and you know it's to win it again. What are you telling yourself after you just missed the first one?
I have it written out here, just like practice. I thought just like practice, just do it like practice, because we practiced hard last week. I practiced my kicks, and I really thought I'm going to miss this one, but I made it. So so happy right now.
An amazing story. Did you ever expect this to be your experience?
Never.
All right, I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, back to you.
Carly, thank you so much. Lawrence Plattner, probably the player of the tournament thus far, even though we had a record-setting experience in the D7 game. Lawrence Plattner, just like practice, that was absolute gold and ice in his veins as he kicked that game-winning field goal to put Stratford on top and win their 9th state title. Man, what a game. It was not a ton of action until there was a lot of action in the last minute. And that was just our second ball game of the day. Can you believe it? We have 2 more to go, including the Division 5 football state championship between Wrightstown and Aquinas. We're going to play D4 tonight as well, and we've got 3 tomorrow too. Stay with us all day today, all day tomorrow, right here on your WIAA Sports Network. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in just a little bit.
WIAA State Football Championships have been brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. And WIAA. We teach, we inspire. Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Allen Media Group, Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law.
The Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin want you to meet one of their Student Athlete Spotlight honorees, a Wisconsin student who excels in class, on the field, and on local family farms. Gabby Newman is a volleyball, basketball, and track athlete for Osceola High School. She enjoys working on her family farm in New Richmond, where they ship milk to Ellsworth Creamery in Ellsworth, Wisconsin. She plans to study animal science at Iowa State next fall. Look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to support local dairy farmers.
We now join your regularly scheduled programming already in progress.